Reinier, over here, other side.
What's up?
Obviously, the big story of your last fight was, your UFC debut, but you made it in the Apex. But now you're fighting Kevin Holland in a sold-out arena, in a brand-new arena on the main card of a pay-per-view. So I guess how's life been since your UFC debut to now getting to match up with Kevin Holland?
Yeah, so I'm very excited to be here, to be part of this event. It's very cool to get this chance again. And I got home after the fight last time. In that week, the fight already got planned. And then next week, I flew out to Florida, and I've been there for 6 weeks, training with Henry and the guys at Killcliff. And I've been here for about a week now. So I haven't seen any Dutch weather for a while, but it's been very good.
So you said that they came to you with Kevin's name after, right after your last win?
No, they had a different name first, which was a nice one too. But that didn't happen all the way. And then Kevin was the second one they mentioned, and yeah.
Can you tell us who the first name was?
Nah, I don't think that's smart.
So what do you make of Kevin as an opponent? He's obviously been very active, and like yourself, he's been very active in 2 different weight classes. Historically, he does very well against high-level grapplers. So just what do you make of Kevin as an opponent?
Yeah. What can I say? Where can I start? He's very experienced. He's a lot of it. He's been around for a long while. He's long, rangy, and his main thing is his right hand. He's a very strong, very precise right hand, and he has a lot of smoke around it. He has a lot of like weird kicks, weird punches that don't really do a lot normally. But if he can crack you with that right hand straight down the pipe, you're in trouble. So that's what I'm gonna try and stay away from. And he has decent takedown defense, decent jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and pressure him, hit him with some good shots, take him down, choke him out.
He said he did an interview with Demetrius Johnson, and when people take him down and kind of hold him and nothing's happening, he likes to have conversations with his opponents because it says it can get a little boring in there, and he just has a chat with you. So, have you prepared for that, or is that just something that you don't really think about?
Yeah, I don't really know. We've tried a little bit when my coach is talking to me, but it just gets ridiculous. So I don't know. I'm not really prepared for this. So we'll see. We'll see how I deal with it in the cage.
In that same interview, he said he wouldn't mind finish at the end of 3 to give the fans what they want, and then he wants to finish at the end of basically near the end of the fight. So I guess how do you see this fight playing out?
I see myself putting the pressure early. I think the first minute is going to be very wild, very spectacular, because he's going to be trying to get away from me, throwing wild stuff, wild kicks, wild punches. I'm going to be pressuring him, hopefully getting him a couple times with some kicks, with some punches, getting him against the cage, getting down, getting to his back, choking him out as soon as possible.
Just a couple more for me. Obviously, when you were in 1, you won all these belts in different weight classes, challenged for a 3rd. Do you think you could do that in the UFC, possibly have 2 belts, or do you not even thinking about that yet?
Yeah, hopefully, of course. But I've not. One thing I really did during my time in 1, I was always like focused on the next thing and always out of the moment a little bit. I always forgot to enjoy all this stuff because I was always busy with the next fight, and it always took like a long time before I got a next fight. So I was always like a bit stressed out, pissed off, and I'm trying to leave that behind me a little bit. So I'm trying to enjoy the moment a bit more. And Kevin is a great one, man. I'm very happy that I'm getting these names, that I'm getting a chance to prove myself this quickly. So I'm gonna try and make good on it. Yeah.
Just last one for me. Can I get your thoughts on the main and co-main event? Who do you think will win between Islam, Arman, Merab, and Umar?
Yeah. I really liked the first fight up between Islam and Arman. Sorry. It was a very cool fight, and we've seen them both grow. I rewatched the Arman Charles Oliveira fight a little while ago, and he did a lot worse than Islam did and did that one. So it's hard to say, but I think the safe bet is always Islam, right? He's been doing it so well for so long. but I hope we get a lot of those cool grappling exchanges. I hope we get a lot of those cool trips and stuff, because that would be nice to see again and to study. Merab and Umar. I think if Merab can really put that pressure on him, keep working the takedowns, I think Merab has a good chance in this one. Yeah.
Reinier over here
Yeah. Hi.
on your left.
Oh.
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Hi. So going back to it, now having had your UFC debut and just more fans being introduced to you, have you felt the difference, like on your social media, maybe just people recognizing you in public since you've now officially been a UFC fighter?
Yeah. So in Florida, when I was walking through the mall, people came up to me and stuff. So it was funny. It was cool. I'm not really on the social media. I don't really look at anything. So maybe, but I don't know too much about it.
Who in your friends or family likes to maybe tease you the most about being a famous person?
No, it's not really a Dutch thing to talk about fame and stuff. We just shoot people down, and we just act like assholes when somebody achieves something. So we don't really do this.
Final question. Your teammate at Killcliff, Gregory Rodriguez, has a big fight in your division against Jared Cannonier. Just wondering how you see him getting the job done in February.
Man, he was looking like a beast while I was there. He has a hard time holding back in sparring too, I think. So it was good that I avoided him a couple times. But I think he's gonna destroy the guy. He's looking very, very sharp, very explosive, good everywhere. So yeah, it'll be a nice fight.
Thank you.
Reiner over here.
Yep.
So you are obviously inevitably looking for a showdown with the champ DDP. You're Dutch. I think he's probably part Dutch. They have a huge Dutch contingent, as you know, in South Africa. What do you think of him as a fighter? Has he been on your radar over the years?
Yeah. We've shared a couple training sessions at Killcliff as well a couple years ago, and I fought there in South Africa before I went to ONE. I fought in that organization EFC, where he was the champ at the time, but he was just going to KSW when I came in, so we missed each other there. But yeah, for some reason it doesn't look that beautiful, but it is beautiful. That's what he does. He does crazy stuff with Adesanya last time, clipped him, and then jiu-jitsu didn't look too bad either. But there's a lot of top dogs in this division. There's a lot of good guys in the top, and I think the belt might be passed along a little bit, and hopefully I can be in that mix soon.
Speaking of that, you think Khamzat might be the one that the belt gets passed on to when he fights DDP?
I don't know, because you guys all very hyped on the fight with Robert Whittaker, how he did, and he did good. He shot in, he got to the back, but it didn't tell me too much, to be honest, because that wasn't a real choke, right? It wasn't
face crank. Right?
Yeah, the position wasn't that great, and it wasn't apparently an injury that Robert had already. So I don't know.
Sure. How do you feel this challenge against Kevin Holland compares to your first challenge in the UFC with Gerald Meerschaert?
Well, it's totally different because going from southpaw to orthodox, from a great grappler to mostly a striker. And for me, it feels a lot different this time as well. First time was special to finally get to the UFC after all those years. I've had a very full career already, and then it felt like, a very special event, cutting weight for the first time again, and everything around it. This time I'm hoping to make it a bit more business as usual.
Excellent. Last one for me, kind of a combination. How do you feel about the people that are saying all Kevin's got to do is keep this on the feet and he'll just piece you up? And the second part is, who helped you for this camp?
I don't think so. I think if I can put the pressure on him, hit him with some good stuff, he'll be in trouble as well. Right. Because he needs space. He likes a lot of space to throw his attacks. If I can put the pressure on him, I think he'll have a hard time striking as well. So as I said, I've done most of my camp in Florida with Killcliff, Henry, and the guys over there. And well, it's been amazing to have that many good guys at my disposal. I have good guys at home, but it's always the same couple guys, you know. So it's been amazing to work for 6 weeks with all the top guys in the world, going hard every day, sparring hard every day, and the coaches have really put time into me, into my development as well. So I feel like I have something to show off this Saturday.
Excellent. Weight cuts going well so far. You look pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's going.
Awesome. Thank you much.
Yeah, right over here. Thanks. Kevin is from this area. He's from Riverside, so it could be quite hostile in the arena on Saturday. I'm curious how you've prepared to go against someone who is a local favorite and face the fans and the noise that you will on Saturday.
I didn't know. But I've been in America for so long now. I'm basically American too, right? So.
Okay, just to bring it back to Dricus, who do you have in the fight between him and Sean Strickland?
Yeah. So Sean really busted him up with the jab last time, and the front kicks. And then when Sean took a round off or took a step back, then Dricus came back. So if Sean can keep the pressure on him for 5 rounds, I'll give Sean a big chance. But I think Dricus can mix it up more. If Dricus can shoot on him, Sean is so straight up. It always feels to me like when I watch the fights Sean is in, if you can just get a couple takedowns in, it's going to be an entire different ball game, because he's so straight up. It must be he must always be late when somebody shoots on him, but not a lot of people shoot on him. So I think for Dricus, and I don't think I'm ruining anything of his plans, because it's pretty obvious. But I think if he starts to wrestle a bit more in this fight, he'll have a good chance. All right.